Hi everyone, this is a quick demo of the entity verification for connecting your bank account. So I've logged in as the company, as the sponsor, and on my dashboard we have this deal that we are starting now. I filled in the information, necessary information for the deal. I click on this and I go to manage deal, and this is where the ACH settings is mentioned. Now, when I click on ACH settings, the reason we have this is we are connecting our deals bank account, that could be the syndication LLC's bank account, to the system. So ACH transfers can happen back and forth with the investors, right? So this is the tab for that. Once I click on this, it shows me this screen, but this is a demo site. But when you click on this, it will go through an authentication process. It will ask you to enter your password again, and it will also ask you with the phone number and a text authentication. Once that is done, this screen opens up. I click on verify my business. My personal information comes through what I had filled in earlier. This is the important part. I click next. It goes to the controller information. So my job title, let me put it as key sponsor, some date of birth, 19, and my SSN here. Now, the important thing to note is this needs to be your personal address. This cannot be any entity or an agent or an attorney address. I just created a snapshot of what this address should be. So if you see, it should not be a PO box, not a USPS, not a FedEx virtual agent or legal counsel. The payment provider, the integrator, it rejects these addresses 95% of the time. The only address you need to fill is the controller or the sponsor's home address. So this is okay, which you have already filled in when you created your account on Cashflow Portal. You just have to fill the same. So let's go in and create an address, and I put in my address which was previously saved. So this is my residence address. I click next. Next we come on to the business info tab or the business info section. I enter my business address here. Business type is an LLC, and I enter my EIN number here. Now, one of the mistakes many people do is while entering EIN, you go to the EIN settings here. Let's say this is an EIN letter. One of the common mistakes is on the EIN letter, many times you get your attorney's address or the agent's address, and people try to enter that into the screen. So this is not to be done. Avoid any attorney or agent address. Just take the EIN number, go to your screen here, put in the EIN number, make sure the address is same as the controller address and the residence address which is discoverable, and you click on verify my business here. It will give you the screen. Is there any co-owner or a beneficial owner? Most common answer is no, and I'll say yes, the information is accurate. Please proceed. This is a quick demo of the ACH settings tab of the sponsor dashboard. So now it comes to the screen where we need to connect a bank account. I click on add bank account, but this screen basically shows you that the addresses have been taken and we are now ready to connect your bank account here. This is where the integration and the authentication matters. We are going to use Plaid to authenticate you with your bank, and that's the reason the addresses need to match perfectly well with a personal or a residence address. You have various big institutions already listed here. If you cannot find your bank, search for it. Let me search for my bank, for example. And yeah, I found my bank here, and I say continue to log in. Plaid will connect with that bank's window, that bank's login ID, login page. So this is a demo bank that we have created. This is the login page that opens up in a window, and I select my banking login and password, and I say sign in. I verify my identity. This is a standard practice with most banks. They'll try to verify your identity through a mobile text or some kind of email or something. And once this is done, I click submit. So Plaid automatically connects me to my banks and all the accounts that I have with the bank. So this is the account of my fund or the syndication where I need investors to, from where the distributions will be made, I need to connect it to my deal. I select the checking here. And if I need to select any additional information I want to share, I'll do that. It's not mandatory. I'll accept the terms and conditions. You can go over that, and I'll say connect my account to my deal. Blade goes in, selects that account. I'll say continue. This is the message that you get, that your account is now successfully linked to the portal. The verification authentication is done, and I explained how having a residence address authenticated makes it very swift, very smooth and faster. And it gives you the final screen that Blade has connected your account to this deal, to Cashflow portal. So whenever you need to do distributions, automatically the distributions will go from here to the investors. And also the investors, while investing, can transfer their money to this account. So that was a brief on how to set up and have a right entity verification done, and how to set up the ACH settings.